All right, guys, welcome to the show this evening. We have got two special guests with us here that I'm going to unmute momentarily. We have Bjorn, the dev of Shido, and we have Arno St. Pierre. And we'd like to introduce you guys to the first live AMA for Shido with Valhalla Crypto. And I'm excited to introduce this developer and to talk about his project. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Bjorn up on the stage, and we go from there. All right, welcome, sir. How are you?
Yeah, thank you for having me. First of all, super happy to be here. You asked in the main chat there in Telegram, and I said, "Yeah, I'm coming on." And then, and then they asked, "What time is it?" And then it's 3 a.m. here, but it's all good. I have gotten a coffee, and I'm super happy to be here.
Well, wonderful, sir. And future AMAs, we will work on a time frame that is better suited for you as well. 3 a.m. is rough, so I do applaud you for coming on this evening and taking the time to talk about not only your project, but the utility, which I'm a firm believer that utility is the groundwork to any great project in the DeFi space. Anyone can create a coin, anyone can pump a coin, and anybody can rally a massive community and run to an all-time high. But if you do not have good quality utility to fall back on, things can get a little rocky for your project. And so what really caught my attention with Shido was the fact that you're utility focused first, which is really beautiful to me. And we're really excited to see where this goes. So with that, before we get into utility, I have a couple questions because these are ones that really excited me. And for the community who's joining in, thank you guys. Please stick around. We are going to take questions from the community as well for Bjorn, and we're going to make sure those get answered tonight or this morning for this gentleman here. First question I have for you, sir. If you could tell me what is the total circulating supply of Shido on both the BNB chain and the Ethereum chain at this time, and then what was your decision to make the supply of this token at that point? If you don't mind.
First of all, when I deployed the contracts, I were minting 100 billion on Ethereum and 100 billion on Binance Smart Chain. And then we burned half of the supply at launch, basically. And then we burned 1 more billion, which is 2% of supply, 1% of total supply, but 2% of the circulating on Ethereum. And then now we had a big burn, and we burned 2% of circulating supply again. And this burn we did now was with today's market cap around $70,000 worth of tokens I just sent to the dead address. And so now the circulating supply is 48 billion on Binance and 49 billion on Ethereum. And the reason for that amount, it was quite some time ago, I took the decision. And then after you have taken the decision, you are stuck with it. But I see some projects they have in the quadrillions and didn't want that, and didn't want to have too small supply either. It's a psychological factor also. If your coin is up to, after a while, to maybe it can be $10 and $100, you see the price, and it just looks expensive. It's the human nature. So we wanted the price to be crypto style, but not with 10 zeros. So it kind of ended up in the middle. We are somewhere, you can say, in the middle, with this supply and this pricing. So that's the thing. But now, as I said, now we have what we have. So, and we are happy. I'm happy with the decision that I took back then, and it seems like many people are also. So it's good. It's good.
No, that's fantastic. And really one thing that stood out to us, and I want to give a huge shout out to Bildo. Bildo is the one who actually introduced our group to your project. And one of the first things that I saw is I was like, man, look at this market cap. They've been out. I believe you said BNB was, correct me if I'm wrong, April of this year, correct? And then Ethereum was May. Is that correct?
No, we launched in 5th March. I did a stealth launch on Binance Smart Chain, and we started at 5K market cap. It's nothing. It's from the ground.
Right.
And then end of April, we launched on Ethereum also.
Okay. Sorry. So I was a little off there, but so
No,
even with that, that is impressive to go where you've gone in the short amount of time, and then of course to have under 100 billion in circulating supply. Any smart investor that looks at a project at the market cap that Shido is right now, I mean, you guys are so early with that kind of a supply. Coins like this natively run anywhere from a fraction of a penny to up to $1 plus, depending on what the project brings to the table. And when you look at the utility, which Arno is just ready to get to your utility because he's as excited as I am. It's amazing. I mean, what you guys are building. And one thing that really caught my eye, Bjorn, and I really want to give you applaud to this, is you set a date and you come through with that date. You said, hey, this is when the beta test for this wallet was going to hit, and on that day it hit. And you've got a launch day, you've got all of these dates lined up for your utility, and all I see is just the passion and fire to complete that. And to me, that is astoundingly awesome, especially to have a dev that is going to hold to that. That is what the DeFi space needs, and it is really cool to see a dev doing that. I have a couple more questions for you, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Arna. The big one I have here: what have you put in place at this time to ensure that the Shido project and token is a deflationary token?
First of all, in the contract, we don't have any minting function. So there is, it's impossible to mint any new tokens. We do not have any automatic burn. We do not. So all burns that have occurred are manually made, and that's the way it is, and that's so we are going to make future burns, and I'm going to do them manually, and we are looking now to we have excess of the project is holding a small excess of Shido, and we're going to burn it, and because what we need Shido for now, or what we vested a small amount of tokens for, was to use for centralized exchanges, to have enough liquidity to provide on new centralized exchanges. And so we will continue to burn. So the circulating supply will reduce it. And there are several we also going to do, because For me, I focused on utility with this project, not pumping. With the money we have spent on utility, we could have pumped this coin to tens of millions easily, but we have just took it and we have paid for development a lot of money, and we have also, that we are so low, we have also been forced to drain the short and put to utility. So I mean, the product we are putting on market now, I mean, we're so undervalued in comparison to what this product has cost to develop. And and my focus in building this utility is that it's supposed to be revenue bringing. I have been very focused on how we're going to bring revenue, what the revenue sources are going to be in the wallet and things like that. So when we start to earn, it's not like MetaMask, they earn $300 million a year and it just disappears. They don't even have a token because they don't need to have a token. It would not have a use case. Same as Trust Wallet, the token there it's very vague use case. I'm not sure it even used, but still they are at 450 million market cap, which for me is a little bit weird with such a vague use case. It's almost like a fan token, So, and the thing is, when we start to bring in revenue, I will buy back tokens and we will burn them. So it will be super deflationary. So that's the thing. But it's no automatic burn put in place. But we can do that. We could do that in the decentralized exchange if we want to, and that's also an option.
Okay. Well, very, very good clarification on that. The final one that I have, again, because really what a lot of people want, they want an aggressive burn on a token. A lot of people, because I've been in crypto for about 2 years, and I went through the fad of like, oh, it's got 19 zeros. Man, I could buy quintillions of coins. Well, you can have a quintillion coins, but if they're not worth anything, there's no point to have a quintillion coins. And then equally, if you have a quintillion coins, good luck getting on exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, Crypto.com. They don't want to list coins that have quintillions, that people are holding, and they have 12 zeros. It's not attractive. So again, when I saw what you brought to the table, I was like, okay, I'm digging what's happening here. I want to lead into my final question on the burn side of things. Again, you stated very clearly tonight and a lot of times that you want to aggressively burn the circulating supply of Shido. Can you explain to everyone watching tonight what you've done up to this point, which sounds like it's been manual burns? You've kind of already answered that. And what your future plans are to continue burning the token supply as we move forward with the project. And then finally, what do you see as the overall vision for the final circulating supply that you want for Shido when the burns are officially completed?
For me, I kind of want to burn as much as possible. And when it's manual burn, it's a little bit about trust also. It's like, is this guy gonna burn? Why would he want to burn? And it ends up like that. And that's why the automatic burn is kind of a trust for people. But listen, first of all, Shido is it's a fair launch. There is no private sale. There was no pre-sale or anything like that. No venture capital or anything. I put all the tokens in the pool and like, hey, it's yours. Who wants to get in? And if you get in, you're invested, and I'm going to use that money by transaction tax, and I'm going to put it on development of these utilities I put here on the roadmap. This is me. I'm on camera, so this is what we're going to do. And everybody said, "Let's go," And the thing is, I have no bag or anything because that's not my focus. I'm building a business that brings revenue, and that's the revenue that comes in that I'm gonna operate with. So I'm not really in care of holding myself a bag or have a bag, or that's not my mindset. So you gotta understand that I'm happily burning in that sense, because I'm not I'm not a shareholder. I'm building the wallet, I'm building the DEX, I'm building the ecosystem, and I'm focusing on make sure that we are earning on transaction tax and that money comes in. And then I let the trading and the holding of Shido, I let that to the market, to the people. And I'm not involved in that sense of that part. So that's where my mind is and how the project works, and that's why I'm gonna burn as much as I can burn, so that's what I want to really put forward here.
No, I like it, and I mean that's super bullish for anyone that has bought in, that's holding their bag. Because the biggest thing we see in the world of crypto, and you see it all the time, is people who are candle chasers, right? They get into a project, they go for a pump, and then they dump the coin and they move on to the next green candle. What a lot of people don't understand is to find a good quality project with a good quality dev that's got a vision, right? And hold the token. Hold the token. Take proper profits. Do it the right way, right? Don't hurt the DeFi chart. Take it to an exchange when you cash out, and know when your time, if you're going to exit, is to exit. But to understand the difference between chasing a green candle and understanding a good quality project. One of the things that I will tell you, we watched this chart for the last couple of days, and it's blown my mind. The buying pressure completely outweighs the selling pressure. If you pull up the charts and you were watching that on the MACD, it is a beautiful thing to see. I mean, those lines are just growing. They're just growing. They're growing. There's never a moment where the selling pressure is outdoing the buying pressure. And we're in a bear market. You are building in a bear market when most tokens right now are bleeding, and you guys are exploding. Fundamentally, I want to say I'm very, very impressed by what I see. So thank you for answering my set of questions. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and allow Arno to take over here, and he's going to dive deeper into the utility, the contract, and some other key things that he really is looking for some answers on. So, Arno, I'm going to turn the mic to you, sir.
All right, thank you, Valhalla. Hi, Born. How you doing this evening?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, my man. My first question I have for you is about the wallet and the fiat currencies that we can expect to see at launch. Can you give a little bit of detail about how many currencies we can expect to see at launch, and perhaps could even include an Indian rupee? I'm aware that there are over 115 million holders in crypto that would be very, very anxious to have a crypto on ramp, because there's a lot of blockage for them to be able to get on ramps to their for their currency on the crypto. And if you guys could provide that, that would be a big, big, big help to them. And that'll be a lot of money coming in. So if you can shed some light on that, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. First of all, we are working with the fiat on and off ramp. I want to talk about that also. We choose Mercurio as a partner, which is and not Transac, which is used in 1inch, and it's used in MetaMask, and it's used in Trust Wallet. We were going to integrate them first in the wallet, but I choose Mercurio instead because I think they are better. They are the gateway provider to Nexo, which is the world's biggest crypto lender. They are fully integrated in Binance. They are working with FTX. They're just the best. So we wanted to sign with them. And that's as you said, there are when it comes to fiat, then you kind of starting to entering the traditional world, or you are dealing with the traditional world in that sense, and it starts to get it's regulations and things like that. And for as the currency preferences in the wallet, you're gonna be able to see whatever currency you like. But on ramp and drawing, when you pull up your card at the begin and you buy crypto, you're gonna see first of all euro, you're gonna see USD, you're gonna see you have GBP, and that's the things we're gonna have up on launch, where you can pull up your crypto. It doesn't mean if you are in India, it doesn't mean you cannot buy with Shido wallet, you can, but it means that the bank in India need to accept you to buy in a foreign currency and not the native. So we are accepting, so to speak, customers from that area, but they have to pay in a foreign currency. But look, we have just started with Mercurio, and there has been so much work with all integration and putting the whole wallet together. So for us, and integrating the full fiat payment gateway and get it fully working and audited and all that. So that is kind of for us after launch step where we are adding more things to the wallet. So that's kind of the plan regarding be able to more easily adopt more markets.
Okay, great. That sounds amazing. Looks like there's going to be a whole plethora of currencies to start at launch. That's what you want to see. So my second question is, will there be any rewards associated with the Shido card at launch? And what do you think the biggest standout of the feature will be with the upcoming decks?
Regarding the card, we're working on now to launch Shido card, and I want to tell everybody what it is. And it's a crypto debit card where you're going to be able to, in all Visa merchants, which are plus 60 million merchants worldwide, you're going to be able to use Shido, use the card, and go to Amazon or whatever and buy with your crypto money, and there's going to be a conversion in the wallet, so you are able to do that. And so that's going to launch in November, and it's going to be a game changer. I know there's some other, you have Binance card, and you have this thing is starting to come. First, MasterCard has been on top of the game with this. They have been a little bit ahead. Visa basically now have started to open up a little bit and starting to accept companies that issue. And companies go around it because you can issue a Visa card and then you can use it the way Visa want. But the crypto companies are smart. They do the conversions, it's kind of in the background. So you do it like Visa want, but not really. And but now Visa have realized, this is the way it's going. Crypto is coming on strong, and the adoption is just so they have been starting to be more open to this whole thing with crypto debit cards, and it's going to be a game changer. And we have been working hard on this, and it's going to come in November. Is that answering your question? What was the first?
Really,
because
just the
it's not going to be on launch. Next week we're going to launch the wallet, and the card is going to come about 7 weeks after. So that's what I wanted to point out.
Great. My third question for you would be, could you talk a little bit more about the NFT and token staking and their APRs and the period of time that you have to hold to get those staking privileges?
Yeah, we have staking up and running now. And it's not a dynamic staking, so I have already provided tokens per block. So I calculated on if 30% of the supply is staked, then the APR is going to be 20%. So now the APR on the Binance Smart Chain is 16% if you stake, which means, and I think it's like 35% of the supply or something like that is staked at the moment, and that's what you get. And you can it's no you can unstake whenever you want. You can start a stake, and if you don't want to stake anymore, you unstake, and it's no fee. But if you want to get rewards, you got to keep it staked for 30 days. But when you stake, you're not stuck or locked up or anything. You can unstake whenever you want. It's just like, hey, then you don't get the rewards. But if you stake for 30 days, you get the rewards. So that's how it's set up. And now I'm going to deploy contracts also. They are ready. So we're going to have NFT staking. So if you're holding NFTs, you're going to be able to stake those also. But I'm not done with the calculations. So we will see what the APR will become. But that's what I say. It's not dynamic staking. We cannot change the tokens I've allocated in the contract. So these numbers are what they are. The more people the stake, the less the APR. But at the moment, it's on the Binance Smart Chain, it's 16%. It's higher on Ethereum. I don't have it on top of my head, actually, where we are with that now. I think it's about 20% APR on Ethereum. And yeah, in the first question you asked about the decentralized exchange, and I have had such focus on this. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna have limit orders in swap. PancakeSwap doesn't have that. They have outside swap. Uniswap doesn't even have it. 1inch have it. It's kind of rare on decentralized. We're gonna have P2P, peer-to-peer. Meaning you're not buying or selling with the liquidity pool. You do it. You put up a P2P order. I want to sell at this price, and then you sell directly to another person. So we're gonna have that. We're gonna have swaps, of course. It's going to be cross-chain with so you're going to be able to swap BNB for Ethereum. We're going to deploy the decentralized exchange on both Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain. We are building a full perpetual platform that's going to launch in December. 1inch doesn't even have that. PancakeSwap doesn't even have it either because it's Apollo in the back end. It's not their platform. We are building our own platform. Uniswap doesn't even have leverage. So we're going to have leverage trading up to 100 times on popular assets. So we're going to start with the top 10 assets on CoinMarketCap and do leverage on those. So the DEX is going to be, I have looked, I myself is quite a fan of 1inch. They do very well. They have a very nice protocol. And we have just said, we're gonna be as good as them. And it's hard. 1inch, when they got funded, it was $14 million. And we are creating magic here with a fraction of that. So it's when I say we are undervalued, I'm not saying it lightly. I firmly believe we are because the products we are putting out on the market are the tier one. I have such a focus on creating value, and the decentralized exchange is a bigger build than the wallet, and kind of more important also. The wallet is more of a tool on top that you use in your wallet, but the decentralized exchange, we're going to integrate it into the wallet. And then we're going to integrate all features, so you're going to have limit orders in your DeFi wallet. That's going to be that doesn't exist right now, but we're going to bring it to the table, and then we have the full scope because the DEX is going to be the engine in the wallet when we integrate it. So it's going to be full Shido power in Shido wallets when the DEX is launched. So I have planned this in detail, and I have such focus on it, so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. It's absolutely 100% bullish. Everything's just music to my ears. What you just said, everything. You kind of got ahead of me. You touched on one of my next questions when you were giving that beautiful soliloquy. I was going to ask you next. Can you go a little bit deeper into cross-chain lending and how it's going to impact the project as well as the DeFi space as a whole? That would be a good question to be asked there, because I really am interested in getting that one answered, because I believe that is going to be a big major role going forward in the DeFi space, especially with if you can go into a little detail on what the lending leverage positions will be allowed to have in the wallet.
That's the thing. That build the perpetual platform build is getting started in November. So we are a little bit ahead of time here, because when we did the scope now for Shido DEX, and we with the developers, and we did the whole framework. The main framework for the perpetual platform is done, but we haven't started writing code on the perpetual platform yet, because we're gonna do in November. But it's gonna have a quite innovative way with the perpetual platform. It's gonna require both lenders and borrowers. And we are going to lock in the funds in smart contracts for doing leverage, and you're not going to be forced to over collateralize either your funds. So it's going to be an innovative way to do perpetual trading. But I need to go back to you exactly with the cross-chain lending, because we are a little bit ahead of time on those specific details. So I need to be honest.
Wow, it's going to be amazing. And my final question for you is, I know we're going to, when we launch the wallet, it's going to have the Ethereum blockchain and the Binance smart chain. My question is, are you planning to implement any subsequent chains after that, or will there be any more at launch?
Yeah, Bitcoin also is going to be on launch. And then I said, because if you're not just adding a chain, say, hey, I'm adding a chain here, it takes 10 minutes. It's a full integration. So when you're going to integrate, say Solana, you have a different language. You have Rust, and it's kind of a complicated integration to do. So it takes a little bit of time. And for me now, time has been of the essence. So I have trying to stick to the essentials. And after we have launched next week, we are immediately adding 5 chains. That's going to go. Several devs are going to go full on doing that. So it's going to be Solana, it's going to be Cardano, it's going to be Polygon, it's going to be Avalanche, and it's going to be Kronos. So these 5 chains are what we are going to add to the wallet. So that's how it's going to look. Meaning basically, we're going to be able to read the Solana blockchain. And so you don't have to go about, if you downloading the most popular wallet there, Phantom, you can just, if you want to buy a coin on Solana, you are using the cross-chain DEX in Shido wallet. So you are just swapping Ethereum for Solana, and then you can buy whatever you want on Solana. So it's we're trying to simplify DeFi as much as we possibly can. So 5 more chains is coming, and we are starting the integration straight after launch. So that's the answer to your question.
Yeah, that is, well, that was a bullish. That is extraordinary bullish, and that was my final question for you. I want to thank you, Mr. Born. This project is blowing my mind. I mean, I can't believe I'm even. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and turn it back over to my man Valhalla, and thanks again, my man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bjorn, I got a couple more areas I'd like to touch on with you, and then we don't want to keep you too late because it is very early for you. One of the big ones that I'm very curious on, and this is one of the things that really caught my eye. So in the DeFi space, specifically in crypto period, when it comes to hot wallets, we all know there are so many people out there. They make $200,000, $300,000, or $400,000, and they click on the wrong link and they lose everything. Right? Ledgers are key. So here's my question for you. One of the biggest things that caught my attention, and for me was a wow factor, because I've never seen it with any other wallet, is your ledger integration. So what I want to know here from you, and correct me if I'm mistaken, but the way I kind of read this is essentially kind of like how you could take your seed phrase, let's say if your original wallet was MetaMask, I can import that seed phrase to Trust Wallet. I can mirror that onto Trust Wallet and interact with Trust Wallet if I liked it better than MetaMask. Is that the same idea where basically I could have all my crypto stored on my ledger of choice, but be able to mirror my ledger to the Shido wallet and then interact directly through the Shido wallet as if I was interacting with the blockchain like I would with my ledger? Is if you can dive into the specifics on how your ledger integration is going to impact the wallet and what features one will be able to use by doing that, I would love to hear that, because that is something that I firmly believe that security is key, right? You have two-factor authentication. I've read that on your reporting and what you're doing with your wallet, and I love that. But I also love that you went one step further and you went into ledger integration. That is something I've never seen before. So I'm going to turn that over to you.
Yeah, we have full ledger support. We have we have a cold wallet or hardware wallet address book also in the wallet, and it's not only ledger. There are two other brands also that we support that are big. Sorry, at the top of my head, it's so many things. And no, what you're saying here is you want to store it on your ledger, but you also want to make moves with what you store on the ledger.
That's correct.
As far as I know now, you cannot do that, because if you store it on the ledger, you store it on the ledger, and then you need to pull it back into the wallet if you want to buy, sell, and make things with that specific asset. But I want to say with the ledger support, first of all, it was one of my first requests to talking to the devs and how we're going to build it. We need it, and we need it easy. I want an address book for it. You're going to be able to whitelist several ledgers also, because I know people have several, and it's going to be, and it has to be super easy to just, you have your whitelisted your ledger and you can just send it there. It's not going to be any complicated thing, and that's what we have built. So you can, and it's the security, and it's also the other things with security. We have implemented biometric 2-layer security, so you have an option to have biometric, which is, if you log into Binance, you need to draw this puzzle thing. It's on Coinbase also, CoinMarketCap also. You need to draw this puzzle thing and fit it, and then you're able to access. So that's what you're going to do if you enter to Binance. And I wanted the same security as Binance has. So we implemented also biometric security, but this is optional, because I know it can be, for some people, they're more sloppy and they don't want to make a damn puzzle every time they're going to enter the wallet. So you can have it if you want it. And also which I'm mind-blowing that MetaMask doesn't have, if you leave the wallet and then you go back into the wallet, you have to put the private key in, which is a 6-digit code. And also, if you're going to send funds, you need to put the 6-digit in also to confirm the transaction. I know some people have said, oh, damn, that's going to be a lot of work, Bjorn. Can't that be optional? At this moment, it's not. And this is because if you are at work and you lay your phone on the table, if you go to the bathroom and you come back 10 minutes later, it could be drained by anyone, because they could just open and send away your funds.
Right.
So now you need to put the 6-digit code in as a security when you send funds. But it takes 1 second. It's 6 digits. So that's I have thought a lot about the security, and I want it as secure as possible. But it's not the wallet's fault if you go about and connect to some weird D app. It's the usually it's the driver's fault and not the cars if something happened. And so you always have to be careful what you're going about anyway, because you cannot connect to things you're not sure of, and things like that.
No, I agree absolutely. And like I said, for me, security is 100% key. So what I would say in response to that is, please do not make that optional. Make that mandatory. because that's going to make your wallet stand out to me. That's going to make you stand out against your competition that much more. And the fact that you're saying I can literally buy right on the DEX, right on the wallet, and then send it immediately to my ledger is absolutely amazing. So having the ledger support and then supporting multiple other ledgers, that again, that's something that we don't see in other wallets. You literally have to go through that whole complicated process to get it off one wallet to another. Being able to just click and go, that is really, really impressive. So I like to hear that. I like to hear that you are center focused on security. And we're hearing a lot of people in the chat that are saying absolutely keep that mandatory. So the other thing that I'm curious on here from you as well is the play to earn gaming. Now, I've heard a little bit about this, and I'm curious. First of all, so it's a fighting game, is my understanding. How is that going to work? Play to earn. What are the rewards? When are those going to be? I know you said, I think it's coming out in November, if that's correct. And then on that, how are you going to do distribution on that? So is it going to be like a monthly reward? Are there going to be tiers? If you can give us a little insight as to how that's all going to come down when you launch the play to earn gaming.
Yeah, this is a thing we have kind of worked on in silence. We haven't talked about it much, and actually the Shido.games website is not really 100% ready either. But a lot of things are happen in the background because we are working with the game studio and has been doing that in silence, and the game is coming along. We are, that's how it is. We are not doing the game 100% from scratch, because if you're going to do that, you need to have the EA Sports budget, with the studio and people, and there's a green screen, that's not,
Right.
You cannot do that. So what you're doing is you're working with different engines and models. So, we have a core fighting engine, and we have different models which we're working with to put together the game. But of course, we are doing all characters and things like that from scratch. So we already have our ninja, which is going to be the main character. It's we have the 3D rendering, and it's looking amazing. And we also have started to done 3D rendering of other meme coins characters. So you're going to be able to, so you can be Shido character, and then you start a fight with the Shiba, and you can beat the shit out of Shiba. So it's going to be cool. But the thing is, so you first of all with P2E, for our part, you got to be. So how does Axie Infinity earn? Why do they earn billions? And that's maybe a question people ask themselves. What's going on here? And it's like always, they earn on transaction costs, and they earn mostly on their NFT marketplace and collectibles, where they have a high transaction fee for all sort of tradings of collectibles. And that's the same way we're gonna do. And we launched NFT marketplace actually, and for some projects that's a main thing to do. That's the main goal. We just did it ahead. Outside roadmap, we launched an NFT marketplace in August in a short period of time, and we launched an NFT collection on it. But the main thing with NFT marketplace for me is we're going to integrate it into the P2E platform, and it's going to be used there for collectibles in the game. And as you say, with P2E, it's got to be sustainable. It's a business also. So if you only have a lot of people playing and they earn Shido, and what you're doing, you are allocating Shido, which is the cost for you. You're allocated it to the gamers. So the revenue needs to, of course, be higher than that. Otherwise, there's no point business-wise. And that's where the transaction costs comes into play, because that's what we're going to earn on. And then basically it's about getting volume on the marketplace. So what you're going to be able to also, you're going to be able to buy collectibles, which are going to be NFTs, which is going to be a pure revenue for us. But then you're also going to be able to win collectibles in the game, and also earn Shido if you manage to to do certain things in the game. And then we're going to host tournaments and things like that also, fighting tournaments. We're going to invite other devs, in devs fighting tournament. And that's not like kind of that's what other devs could possibly say yes, because I see someone, they're trying to get a boxing match with another dev, but they're not going to say yes. But this one, at least, I think we're going to manage to get some cool people to join in on a game tournament, because that's a little bit more fun, a little bit more easy to arrange. So there's a lot of things coming with the game, and your questions are quite super specific, and so more details is going to come on this, especially end of October, early November. But
Perfect.
the scope of work and everything is laid out. It's laid out exactly how it's gonna work, how we're gonna earn, but we don't know yet how much we're gonna allocate in terms of Shido. And also in October, it's yet to we need to mint and do all collectibles and things like that. So it's kind of an early development stage in that sense, but still, we are only 8 weeks from launching it, so it's
beautiful,
looking really good. It's gonna be cool. But P2E, that's competitive. It's a lot of tier 1 games coming out of the woodwork end of this year, and they have some budgets that are insane. I'm realistic, and we are working with what we have. This has been more like not the main focus of this project, because we're a DeFi project. So and I'm not saying it's only for fun, because it turned out our game is going to be pretty awesome. So we will see where it goes, but we're going to launch in November, so it's going to be super cool.
With that, so launching, at that time, can we expect maybe like a cinematic trailer in the, maybe the short to near future to kind of demonstrate or show off some of that game?
Yeah, definitely.
Beautiful.
Definitely. We already have a lot of material. We already have our main ninja character, which is Shido. We already have it fighting and things like that. So we already have this kind of stuff. We just haven't rolled it out yet. So
awesome.
We are sitting on a lot of gold stuff in the background. So it's gonna come. It's gonna come.
Beautiful, man. Well, I'm if you haven't figured from the headset, I'm a very competitive gamer, so I'm all about it, man. I'm looking forward to send the beta my way. I will beta it out and let you know. I'm excited. Well, no, it's been a pleasure having you on. I do want to turn to a couple questions on the community, and then I'm definitely going to let you cut out of here because you got a busy day, and like I said, it's bright and early in your neck of the woods. One individual has a question, and it's one that I would back too. And if you're curious on this, I can provide you a little bit more insight. I can even put you in contact with the dev. But I'm sure you are aware of the Volt community. Now, the Volt community, the Volt project, very amazing project. I'm a key investor in Volt as well. I support both you guys and Volt. And they are on the precipice of dropping what they are dubbing as Volti Change. Which is a very, very, very bullish piece of utility that is designed. It's basically their DEX, but it enables other communities to actually get listed and burn their native supply while being listed on the exchange. Is that something that you guys would be interested in potentially entertaining as an extra burn mechanism, especially with the focus you have of the hyper-aggressive burning of the Shido coin?
Yes, definitely. And we have been approached by Volt regarding this. And but I have just said initially, just like, hold on, I need to know when you're gonna launch, what's exactly the features and things like that. But they were just asking, if there's interest. And for me, it's always it's interesting to list on other dexes also. Main focus has been on centralized exchanges, but I like that. I like the burning feature. I like it a lot because it's it's gonna attract users because if I swap here and trade here, I know the supply is going to reduce. It's of course it's an attractive thing. So I really like the ID, and so it's I'm the kind of guy I never close any doors.
Awesome.
Same in Telegram chat when marketers come and say, "Hey, promotion, you want promotion?" And usually everybody just fuck off. But I'm like, "Hey, what do you have for me?" I never close any doors. So it could be interesting. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you're already in contact, so it sounds like you don't need any help on that front. But I would tell you, no, it's super bullish. And the big one that we always talk about with that is the Shiba community, right? Because Shiba doesn't have any way to burn their native supply unless their own community donates their tokens to the burn wallet. So Volti-Change is kind of a godsend for them, right? Because it finally opens a segue where, hey, come trade on this platform and we burn your supply. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. So
Definitely.
with the hyper focus you have on burning, I'm like that's a relationship made in heaven. So and then I do have a question here from Julio Crypto. Julio Crypto 80 asks, are you, as in Shido, planning to be at SmartCon in New York? And are you doing any marketing or networking while you are in SmartCon? If you are going.
No, no, I don't know yet actually if we're gonna go, and it's not. We have not decided upon that, and same goes for it's pretty soon. There is the Dubai Expo also coming up early October. And they have approached us many times, but we haven't decided yet if we're going to show up. Usually these things are kind of costly. It's like, hey, you want this 1 square foot booth for $1 million? No, I do not want that.
No, I do not want that.
So I'm very careful with funds, because we have development costs running and things like that. But I know people what you got to spend to earn. So it's also that. But we have not decided if we're gonna go.
Okay, no, perfect question, and I don't blame you. I mean, honestly, put the money where it makes the more sense, right? The one thing I would touch on marketing, and I know a couple in my little community, and then also in the Shido chat. Are curious about like billboard marketing, vehicle marketing, things like that, of kind of what the plan there is, and execution wise on like maybe billboards in downtown business areas, right, where you've got a lot of business trading, maybe get something down on Wall Street or somewhere like that, targeted marketing in areas where it really brings an impact. Can you go a little bit on because I know you've mentioned there's a massive marketing push that's coming, and I don't want you to say anything that you're not ready to mention, but would you be willing to give us maybe a little teaser as to what's coming with that marketing?
Yeah, I'm glad you're saying billboards, because up until now, we haven't done any billboards or any kind of like, bus stops or and things like that. And it's not only about, who is seeing the billboard and he's standing there and buying. It's also about, it's brand building, you hype the community up, it's awareness in general, doing these things. And we are actually going to start now with billboards. So I'm not going to tell you everything and where it's going to be, but it's coming. And, I know Fluky, the meme coin. They did billboards like crazy when they had a big run there. They were everywhere.
They were on trains. They were everywhere.
And the community loved it. And it was just crazy hype with it. So it's actually coming, these things and billboards. Beautiful. And we're gonna it's gonna be upon launch of Shido Wallet. So we have a lot of things coming with the Shido Wallet launch next week. So it's gonna be super cool.
Awesome. Well, we're gonna hit a few more comments here. M asked, so by using only the Shido Wallet, can he or this individual swap ETH to BNB and then immediately buy a token that just listed on the Binance Smart Chain without connecting to PancakeSwap. So basically, he's asking the wallet is going to be a one-shop DEX, right? Like everything right then and there.
Yes, that's you're going to be able to do. We're going to fetch liquidity from PancakeSwap. So all tokens available on PancakeSwap, you can easily swap in Shido wallet. So if you and you know, this is it's a good question, because maybe you sit on one Ethereum in your wallet, and maybe you see like, hey, this token launches now on Binance on PancakeSwap. I want to get in, you know, but that could be quite a process for you, and you can most likely just, maybe you need to act fast, you know, if it's just launching. What you're doing then, you just swap ETH for BNB in Shido wallet, and after you have done that swap, you will sit on BNB, and then you just swap for that token, because we're going to fetch the liquidity from PancakeSwap. So it's going to be super easy. You know, we're going to eliminate all these things where you're going to, if you maybe you use a centralized exchange as a bridge, you know, hey, I'm going to send it to Coinbase, and then I'm going to move it to this, and then I'm going to send it here. We eliminate all that. We are trying to make it as easy as possible. You know, that's the whole key here.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then sit back and chillax. I can actually answer this one for you right here. So yes, the Shido wallet will be mobile, and it will have application based for key explorers. So it'll be on both iOS and Android, I believe Firefox, Explorer, and Chrome, right?
Yes, the Chrome extension, it's coming after launch. So what's launching next week is for iOS and Android. And then the extension comes after that.
Perfect. All right. Well, I think we are going to go ahead and wrap up this AMA. I am going to let this gentleman get some sleep, and he's going to be in Telegram blowing things up well before I get out of bed. Bjorn, in closing, is there anything you'd like to let the community know? You know, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to watch this recording. You know, we have some major communities that are following us, and I want to give a couple shout outs out there, right? We got Mr. Big Whale. We have got the Shiba community. We've got the Doge community. We have a lot of eyeballs on Shido. We have a lot of investors that are hungry for an opportunity that come this bull run is going to be, you know, a gem. And I am not somebody that ever likes to say where any coin is going to run. You know, I don't like to do that, because if I knew that, I'd be a billionaire, right? I would have nailed every play in the freaking DeFi space. But what I can say is you're bringing aggressive utility to the front table. You're going utility before exchange. You're focusing on the fundamentals. You have an amazing roadmap ahead of you. You've got the play to earn game coming. You have got the DEX. You have got an amazing wallet, and you're super focused. And those things, building in the bear market and doing that now, is going to reward you when this bull run hits. So, you know, I will give you the mic for the final statements. Anything else you'd like to say to the community and everyone watching tonight? Bjorn, take it away, sir.
Yeah, and thank you for those words. And you know, but we are okay. We can call us a little bit of a slow mooner, which is, for me, I see that as a positive word, actually, because it's kind of healthy, and it makes more sense than just going up and down on pumps. But we are I'm very much for marketing, and I love marketing, and we have so many big influencers on board, and I know most of the peeps in the game, and we have been on so many Twitter accounts and things like that. It's just like we have used it wisely, and not too much and not all at once. But the thing is, we are going to start doing that now, especially on launch. So you're going to see a whole lot of more action in that department from Shido for those, because there's always people. You have the old when marketing people, and so I want to say that to them. There's a lot of coming in that department also. But we have a lovely. I want to say also, you know, I'm fully doxed. I'm sitting here. I'm super transparent. I always answer questions in the chat. I pin them also if they're relevant. And I'm having an AMA every Thursday. So now today I'm having an AMA and answering all questions. Everyone is allowed to come on and ask any question they have. So that's happening every week. And it's also recorded, so you don't have to be there live. You can just listen to it afterwards also. So I want to, I would say we are as safe as it gets. Where we are. What we are doing. Where we're spending the funds, and so everything is in the open. And so that's I really want to put that forward. That transparency and communication with the community is my highest priority, actually. So because you are the investors, you should know what's going on, and that's why I enjoy the AMAs. Not because I like to be on camera, because I don't. And I enjoy the AMAs because I enjoy keeping the community in the loop. I don't want them to go around wondering what is the dev doing, what's going on this week, what's happening with that thing. Come on, then you just listen to the AMA, and I tell you exactly what's going on. So I want to put that forward, that this is key things to me that I hold very dear, and the transparency. So it's one of our it's important.
No, I like it, man. And I'll tell you, I've been in a lot of projects in the past, and I've been in projects with devs who were doxxed, and I've gotten wrecked, right? And so for me, I've always had the mentality of what I look for is a committed dev, right? Doxed or undoxed. If the dev is committed and the dev is doing the right things and everything, it passes the smell test, right? That's where you are into the right project. And I want to shout out again, the liquidity is locked for 5 years. You guys have got to understand right now, the buy and sell tax is 7 in, 7 out. That liquidity is going to continue to build, and that liquidity is locked for a full 5 years. It's not going anywhere, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly. It's fully locked for 5 years, untouchable, and actually I can prolong that to 10 years. It doesn't really matter. It was just a lock I put at the beginning, and the liquidity ratio and the liquidity pool is constantly growing now, and we have a tax allocated to it. So what you're paying for also is not only the utility. You are filling up the pool, and that's the bank for you. If you somewhere down the line want to take some profit, you are contributing to that. And also I want to say we're going to add to the pool also, but that's coming as soon as possible. But that's also a luxury thing, a luxury problem. Hey, here we got $10,000 laying, we're not going to use it for anything, and what we're going to do then, we fill up the pool. So
and I'll touch on that. In all honesty, I look at the liquidity pools, I look at it two ways, right? First of all, I'm investing in a product that you're building long term. Okay, so I would rather know that the money right now is going to the development of the utilities. I have a docs dev, I have the actual liquidity that's in the pool locked. So if I ever felt concerned, I can pull my investment. Not saying that I ever would, but my point there is that the pool is designed to grow, right? So right now, you're putting your foot to action and showing a utility that you're producing, and you're producing it at a very quick pace. And when it launches, it's going to turn heads, right? And everything that you're adding to that liquidity, and the further you're building on the liquidity, it helps in the long run, right? But the wallet itself, right now, that's what's important, right? Is getting the bulk of the utility, getting everything built in the bear run, or sorry, the bear market. So when we hit the bull run, that's when the money is made, right? We're not going to make money in the bear market. You're just really not. But you're going to make it in the bull run. But you build in the bear market. So when that bull run comes, man, you're ready to go to new all-time highs, which we've already seen new all-time highs with Shido. And we've seen them back to back, which is super bullish. So, I want to close with that. I think it's absolutely amazing. Bjorn, I'd love to have you on in another 30 days and talk about what is launched and what is upcoming, if you are open to doing so. I think it's fantastic. I look forward to covering more Shido content. And thank you so much for being here tonight, guys. So with that, we're going to go ahead and close this AMA out. Again, I appreciate everyone's time tonight. Bjorn, have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful morning. Go get some rest. And guys, thank you for joining us tonight. And we will talk to everybody later. Take care.
Thank you.
Take care,
Thank you.
guys. Bye.